We're not in the library. We are not in the library today. But I have, let me just see here, I can just about see my face in the screen. We are going to bring some lessons and some action steps today though. Because yesterday I brought you some ideas. I just flicked through The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, some random pages, some ideas, some action steps that book and similar ideas that were contained in that book allowed me to take. And, you know, the reception was great. The feedback's been great. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of it. Hi guys, welcome guys. Great to see the thumbs popping up there. So I just grabbed the book on my way out of the library today. I grabbed Anthony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. Now, this book, you'll notice this book is a thick book, right? I think Tony himself says that a very small percentage of people actually finish it. So today, let me just flip to some pages, and we'll go through ideas in the book and some actual actions. Hi Ross, Perry, my brother, what's going on? So we'll pick random idea from the book, what that means and how you can actually do something, because my philosophy always this. What's happening, Carl? My philosophy is always this, not just read the book, right? What can you actually do? So let's go, here we go. Where are we? We have page number 123. We have, if you and I want to change our behavior, there is only one effective way to do it. We must link unbearable and immediate sensations of pain to our old behavior and incredible and immediate sensations of pleasure to a new one. So that's quite powerful. That is linking pain to a behavior that we don't want and incredible pleasure to a behavior that we do want. So let's say, for example, my old behavior was overspending, right? This is an action step based on this idea from page 123 of Awaken the Giant Within. Let's say my old behavior was overspending and I wanted to change that. I could link immediate pain to overspending right now. So I could sit and I could think deeply about my family being out on the street. Yeah, even as I say that, you can imagine that doesn't create a good sensation in the body. All right, and we talk about incredible immediate sensations of pleasure to the new behavior. Saving money, growing financial wealth and abundance, achieving financial freedom. What if I link that? Hi Shivra. What if I link that feeling of financial abundance? What if I link that to the amazing feelings and time that I could spend with my family? What if I link that to having the financial abundance required to pay for a cure for cystic fibrosis for my son Fraser, if and when that ever arises? And I start to feel great. So if I did that on a daily basis and associated the feelings of pain to the old negative behavior and associated feelings of pleasure to the new behavior, then you can change the behavior, create a new habit. This makes sense? The easiest example of this, so for you guys just joining what Tony Robbins says on page 123 of Awaken the Giant Within, is if you and I want to change our behavior, there's only one effective way. Link unbearable, immediate sensations of pain to the old behavior and immediate sensations of pleasure to the new one. Now, the easiest way is health, when you think of health and what you're putting in your body and your nutrition. So the example is this, I mean, smoking is the greatest example, right? Let's think of if you could compress space and time and the person, if they had that one cigarette, they were immediately in hospital bed with lung cancer, they perhaps wouldn't have that cigarette. So what if they associated, Andreas, brother, what's happening? Need a haircut, as you can see, that's my barber. If that happened, if one cigarette put you straight in the hospital bed with lung cancer, you probably wouldn't do it. Well, the mind is powerful. You can associate to those types of feelings. That one Big Mac, I mean, no disrespect to McDonald's, per se, so Burger King, whatever, that one food stuff, if you keeled over of a heart attack straight away, perhaps you wouldn't have it. What if the positive feelings was being able to play with your children and your grandchildren because of your healthy nutrition choices? So that's how you can link pain and pleasure. Let's go for something else here. Let's go a random page. See what we got. You can see here, this quite small writing even. Quite small writing in Awakening the Giant Within. This is an intense book. I'm looking maybe just for something that I've highlighted easily when I read this a couple of years ago. Let's have a look what we got here. Okay, here we go. Tony asked the question, is it possible that by adopting someone else's habitual vocabulary, you can begin to adopt their emotional patterns as well? Think about that. What if you're hanging around with someone and habitually they're saying some things like, God, life is so hard. God, I just can't get out of debt. Why is the world such a scary place? And these people, they're not feeling great. They're not feeling great on a day-to-day basis. And what if then you start to say things like, God, life's just so hard. The world's a scary place. God, there's just never enough money. There's a chance that your emotional level will start to mirror theirs, just as your vocabulary, your habitual vocabulary patterns match theirs. Now, what if I start hanging around with people? And this is why I actually love having my hair cut by Andreas. What if I start hanging around people who say, life is great, or there's always opportunity, or I can turn this around? And you even notice my voice starts to change as I say that, because I'm reminded of some people that I hang around with that speak like this. Then habitually I start to mirror and I start to have their emotional patterns as well. I start to feel great. I start to feel like there's opportunity. I start to feel like I can turn things around. So the action step really is to pay attention as to what is coming out of your mouth, and are you picking it up from someone else? Does this make sense? And then you can open your ears and really listen and be aware of what people around you are saying. If it's useful and they've got great emotional patterns and they're making progress, then stay with it. Does this make sense? And I know that sometimes this isn't always possible. Sometimes we read books like this and we think, well, I need to cut everyone out of my life. That's not necessarily true. You just need to not allow things to land. So if I hear someone say, the world is a scary place, I may, if I'm paying attention, I've got the ability to say, possibly, but that's just looking through the eyes of the media. I'm sure there's lots of fantastic things going on in the world today. I can go and do some fantastic things, and then it doesn't seem so scary. Michael King, surround yourself with people on the same mission as you. Absolutely. Love that, brother. Then you can pull each other in the same direction. This makes sense? Love that, Michael. Okay, let's pick another page here. I was using a fetching pink highlighter at this time. Okay. It talks about whenever you set a goal, do something immediately because you immediately begin to create momentum. This actually crosses over with something I was talking about yesterday. And it can start with a Google search. When you set your goal, do something straight away. Because as Tony says here, that's when you create momentum. And as I said, it doesn't have to be, if you set a goal to run a marathon, go in, try and run 20 miles straight away, if you've never run before, is not a sensible action step. Googling beginner marathon training plan, and this is something I've actually done. If you Google beginner marathon training plan, you've taken a step towards the goal. Then you print it out, then you look at it, and then you start to put it in your diary. Then you've got some momentum. Then you know that your first training session is a light 1 mile run tomorrow. And your mind and body are both engaged in the goal. I think that's the point that Tony's trying to make here. It's about taking a positive action step to get you momentum towards actually achieving the goal. Okay, let's pick one more here. Got to pop to a meeting in a little while. Okay. Tony says, I've actually highlighted this here. You see that? See that there? I've highlighted it. And it says, learning to ask empowering questions in moments of crisis is a critical skill. Now, many of you have heard me talk about, and I've got friends and family on here as well. You know that my son Fraser was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. Now, sometimes you need to give your mind a break. Sometimes emotion moves through you. Yeah, and straight away during that difficult time, it wasn't empowering questions that moved through me. It was, what does this mean? Is he going to live a long life? What if he doesn't make it? What if we're in and out of hospital? There weren't empowering questions moving through me. But then when I managed to move through that, I let the emotion move through me. Yes, I cried. Yes, I was upset. but I didn't live there. The quality of your life is where you live emotionally, and I chose not to live there. And I asked myself the question, how can I empower Fraser to live a long, normal, healthy life? And a whole different series of images come in. Now, I have been very lucky, I've got to tell you. It's not me being a positive guy, it's not just my empowering questions, which is a great strategy. Katie, if you end up watching this video, I mean, you are actually probably busy with Fraser right now. So if you end up watching this video, I love you, beautiful. Everything you've done for me and our son, and the strength that you've given him is incredible. And I watch Katie ask these empowering questions every day. Let's forget what I've done. Let me talk about a real life example. I watch Katie ask these empowering questions every day. How can she make sure Fraser has an incredible life? How can she make his physiotherapy fun? How can she make his medication more fun? She called them rockets. This makes sense? So let's forget my example. I've asked myself lots of empowering questions in tough times, but this is a real example of something I've witnessed and how it works. You know, Katie is not reading all these books. Katie is attached to the idea that she wants Fraser to live a long, amazing life, and she asks these empowering questions. So there's been a discussion on Facebook today about finances. Finance is a great place to start. You know, if you're saying to yourself, why am I always in debt? Why am I always in debt? Why am I always in debt? Creates a debt image on your mind and you just live there. If you ask yourself the question, how can I learn from this experience and how can I create the financial situation that I want? You get a whole different series of answers. This makes sense? And it's not some miracle positive thinking, it's just a change of perception. And that's what a lot of this in Awaken the Giant Within, I know a lot of it is a perception shift. And I think we'll leave it with that for today. It's one of my core philosophies. So if you watching this live, thank you so much for being with me. If you're watching the replay, then take this idea with you. There is a different angle that you can look on a positive or a negative situation. You can make a positive situation potentially negative. And you can make a negative situation potentially positive to help you and to help other people as well. Now, this isn't from a book. This is something that I live, and I live it passionately. So if you've enjoyed this video, guys, and you enjoy the lessons from the library, and you enjoy me picking out the random ideas, talking about the lessons, talking about the action steps, share this with your friends. Maybe post a comment of one of your friends that needs to see this. And I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back in the library tomorrow. And yes, we can. You got it, Sarah. I'll be back in the library tomorrow, and I'll be back turning around off the bookshelf, another random book, taking the ideas, learning the lessons, and empowering you with you guys on some real action steps you can take. Andreas, thank you, brother. You too, my friend. We need to catch up very soon. Take care, guys.